Hi, my name is Banana, and this is my country, South Korea. This is a video about my home country, and I like to eat fried rice. The physical features of South Korea include the Halasan Mountains and the Korean Peninsula Mountains. The physical features of South Korea include the Halasan Mountains, the Korean Peninsula, which covers most of the country, and the lowlands in the west. The several bodies of water that surround most of South Korea are the Yellow Sea, the Sea of Japan, the Korea Strait, and the East China Sea. South Korea, for their climate, has a humid subtropical and humid continental climate, and the winters are cold and the summers are hot and humid. Monsoons greatly affect the area, bringing short, heavy rains in the summer, which begins in the end of June through the end of July. The vegetation of South Korea is highland vegetation, which is very prominent throughout the whole country, and the highlands temperature is colder the higher the elevation is, and the temperature is warmer the lower the elevation is. The temperature affects the vegetation because if it's too cold, there is not much vegetation.
The development for South Korea states that it is a more developed country because of their high life expectancy, low infant mortality rate, and high literacy rate. The life expectancy rate is 81.37 years. The infant mortality rate is really low, only 4 deaths per 1,000 live births. 98.1% of the people can read and write. The Human Development Index number is 0.897. The population, majority of them lives in the Middle Eastern area, especially in the east, in large cities and away from mountainous areas. From what we can derive from the population pyramid, South Korea generally has a decline of people between the ages of 0 to 9 and 75 to 100. Because the bulk of the population is middle-aged, the government will have to plan to provide for an increase in the elderly in their nation.
South Korea has 6 different republics since its founding in 1948. In 1950, the Korea War started with the ceasefire in 1953 between North and South Korea that is still going on today. 1974 was the year that South Korea became a dictatorship. The government system. The current president is a woman by the name of Park Geun-hye. The president is the head of the state whose prime minister is the head of the government. It is a multi-party system. The president is elected for a 5-year term in office by popular vote. The prime minister's job is appointed by the president with the consent of the National Assembly. The prime minister's job is to advise and rule alongside the president. The National Assembly is made up of 299 seats. 245 are decided in a single-seat constituency. The rest are elected by proportional representation. The legislative power is shared by the government and the National Assembly. Although the citizens vote, this country is still considered a dictatorship because of its amount of absolute control the two leaders have over their country. The religion. Korea is known as a religious center of Christianity, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Islam and Shaivism. But its most prominent religion is Buddhism. Buddhism is more of a lifestyle where followers believe in good karma. Their Dharma, a book of how you're supposed to live your life, and reincarnation, prayer and meditation are also a big part of their belief, as well as achieving enlightenment. One of the most celebrated days is called the Day of the Sun, which is the anniversary of their country's founder. Parades, the wearing of bright clothes, and parties take place all along until the day sunsets. Popular sports include bowling, football, and American sports.
Please pardon the hamburger. Now on to culture. People there eat kimchi, which is the national dish of Korea. Doenjang, which is dried soybeans, and jeotagal, which is shrimp, oysters, shellfish, fish eggs, and fish intestines combined together. Their customs include the Day of the Sun, which is on the 15th of April. It's an anniversary of the birth of the country's founder. Victorious Day, the 27th of July. It is the day that the Korean War ended in 1953. The National Liberation Day, which is the 15th of August, it celebrates the liberation of Korea in 1945 and the founder of Workers' Party of Korea. It takes place on the 10th of October. It's a day that celebrates the founding of the Workers' Party of Korea in 1945. For their leisure time, people enjoy bowling, football, which is American soccer, golf, attending zoos and water parks, and playing Sampalsam, which is their version of Capture the Flag.
This just in, South Korea. This past week, South Korea formally approved a plan to salvage a ferry that sank last year and killed 304 people, making it the country's deadliest disaster in decades. Devastated families are anticipating the retrieval of the ship, who hope to discover more details about the cause of the sinking and find the bodies of 9 passengers still missing. Some critics have opposed using taxpayers and money to raise the vessel and are skeptical that would provide new information to locate the missing.